probably hear my mad uncle next door because he's playing in his shed. Anyway, oil lines come in from Merlin with the correct bollocks, not the correct bollocks, the correct fitting this time. For the ZX, I've got the new bolt from Kawasaki and new sealing washers from Kawasaki. So I put one end in, so I'm now going to loosely attach one end to the sump and then measure how much I've got to cut off to the cooler, to the bat cave. Right, I've marked the line roughly where it needs to go and give myself a little bit of wiggle room. I'm going to cut that and fit the other fitting. Oh yeah! I had to go and remark it because I've just wiped my original mark off. Bloody idiot. So I'm going to cut it with a razor blade. Once I find my razor blade, that'll give me a nice straight clean cut, and then we can go on fitting the bandage. Don't forget to slip this on before putting the fitting on, Jim. Nice. Well away from the exhaust. Sexual. Right, I suppose I'll fire her up and see if she pisses oil everywhere. still have a tiny leak, and I'm suspecting it's actually the union that goes into the cooler. So better clean that up, take it out and see what's going on. I'm not even sure whether they're actually separate to the cooler or whether they're, you know, bonded to the cooler. But that might just need nipping up. Probably a bit of tape, PTFE tape putting around it, something like that. I presume there's a sealing washer there as well, and that's probably gone. So we'll have to investigate a bit more. I am currently draining the oil, as it is indeed this top fitting that's leaking. So I'm draining the oil, and it's still a nice colour. There's a lot of air in it. It's still a nice colour because it's got piss all miles on it. Because the oil cooler is going to have to come off and either be replaced, or, you know, we'll get a third party one, like something like a Goodridge or an Earls if we have to, because the option of routing to do a bypass is going to get extremely close to the exhaust, and I'm not very comfortable with that, to be honest. I don't think we can do that cleanly. So yes, next on the list then, try and find an oil cooler for Nibbler. Or put a match to him. Either is a good option. Right, today's conclusion. Oil line repair, success, definitely. But obviously we found the problem. The reason why I changed the oil line and stuff like that is because I wasn't happy with the original anyway. So it was going to get replaced anyway. But also, without having a really good look around the bike with the torch and all that lot, it appeared that it was the fittings that were leaking, not the oil cooler fitting. So that's why I went down that road basically. But put it all back together. Oil line fittings are all fine, they're all tight, but it's the fitting going into the cooler. Now I'm going to have to get the cooler off and to see if I can either repair that or, like I've said, get another cooler. So that's where we are with Nibbler. Still waiting on Pinky's tyres, they might even come today, and Nibbler's fork kit. But the way it's going at the minute, I think Nibbler's riding year is probably over, till I get some dollar together to find a cooler and what have you. I've seen some quite smart aftermarket ones actually, and it's only got a cool oil, and as long as it's sort of the same capacity as this one, it should do the job properly. You might have to make up a mount for it and what have you. If that's what we've got to do, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to leave it there. Phyllis is outside basking in the sun. Her new fasteners have arrived, so I shall be doing that at some point. But yes, we're going to leave it there for now. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!